It's time now for the Peter Channel Morning News on this Monday morning, September 19th, 2016. Good morning to you all on this lovely Monday morning, September 19th, 2016. Back to work, back to school. Here are your news and odds. Top story at 8 a.m. on this Monday morning is Elizabeth, New Jersey, where a backpack contained multiple bombs was found Sunday night during Elizabeth, New Jersey train station, according to FBI, the city's mayor. United Russia, backed by President Vladimir Putin, won a majority of the country's parliamentary election far ahead of rival parties. Hillary Clinton recently said that half of the Donald Trump supporters come from what she called a best of the deplorables: racist, sexist, homophobic, xenophobic, Islamophobic. The galaxy known that during a hot, fiery mess of the launch, as Samsung could have done a little more haste and less speed with Russia to release the notes ever recorded in the Bloomberg report released on Monday. Afghan army patrol in Turin, which has held off Taliban insurgents with the help of American airstrikes. Wake after Russia and the United States agreed to this new sensation that it all still is in Syria. The deal is on life support, a mistaken attack by Gulf Power. An aircraft that killed dozens of Syrian troops, as well as fresh airstrikes in Aleppo and Idlib. For all in favor of the U.S.-Russia broken ceasefire deal over the weekend, the Turkish military had announced by its planes that attacked the Islamic State group and also ISIS in northern Syria. Bangkok, Thailand. At least 15 people died after a boat carrying about 150 people capsized in the river in central Thailand on Sunday, local police said. Seoul, South Korea. South Korea said Monday that it is unlikely to provide assistance help to the North recover from massive flood damage, even if it asks for help because of tensions over communist countries' most recent nuclear tests. Mogadishu, Somalia. Islamic military group Al-Shabaab, two responsible for a suicide car bombing in Mogadishu, Somalia, in which an army general was killed. Authorities investigated discovered that 9 people inside a Minnesota mall Saturday night in St. Cloud as a potential terrorist about UGH linked to the Islamic State military group claimed that the attack was the social Islamic State. Letter from former officials urged his own to detail foreign dealings. Another bomb was planted in New Jersey this time near the Elizabeth train station. A baseball bat at risk next to blood where a man was fatally shot in the head in Chicago last month as led by Chicago homicides sparking again in some big U.S. cities. New York City is increasing security ahead of UN General Assembly by deploying an extra 1,000 police and National Guard troops. Mulberry, Florida, a massive sinkhole has opened at a federal island planet Florida, dropping millions of gallons of radioactive water into the Florida aquifer. Birmingham, Alabama, gas prices have jumped states across the southeast after a power leak that Alabama forced to shut down and created major fuel shortages. Woburn, Massachusetts, man on 40 DC was driving an SUV that crashed at the front of a Massachusetts pizza restaurant, killed 2 and injured 7 faces Raymond. Bradford Castle is going to be rain. Monday in the Middlesex Court on 2 counts of motor vehicle homicide and operated motor vehicle is danger. Prosecutors on the 55-year-old Newton man's vehicle crossed the intersection of the crash right in front of window of the Sweet Tomatoes restaurant in Newton on March 1st. Springfield, Massachusetts. Springfield police say a toddler was in Xavier injured after falling out of the 3rd-story window in the city. The sell-off in Europe's higher yielding sovereign bonds is made, and as traders prepare for major central bank meetings, they may leave their relative appeal intact. Never Federal Reserve meeting is just about upon us, and while nobody's looking for much in the way of market rental news, Jenny Yellen and the process will steer Wall Street conservation, especially considering where the B3 earnings. EU opens permanent tax deal between Luxembourg and England. So, nearly 1/3 of the engine shipping company container ships that have been waiting to dock ports around the world have been unloaded the cargo. Really easy to that the disruption in the global supply chain will ease ahead. Comments on fantastic tournament center setting. They stay chilling in the far Gorman said the ancient masses dirt, ice, and rock contain relatively pristine materials for the early stages of the solar system. According to NASA, when the black holes swallow stars, they release the burst of energy. A flare containing high energy radiation, including ultraviolet, the X-ray light. Seattle, New Jersey. Officials believe the whale that washed on the shore that New Jersey died due to a human reaction. The WCA of Philadelphia reported on Next on the 2010 33-foot whale revealed in the United States. 719 Eisenhower took reach minimum on September 10th. It's now time for second lowest minimum in the satellite area. Jakarta, Indonesia forest fires that took the swamp in the Southeast Asia. Smoke haze for the weeks and lives may cause more than 1,000 deaths, according to new Senate research that will land. The pressure of the Indonesian government to tackle. Washington has risen to far more sober account of Donald Trump's health on Thursday. His physician provided details to the supporters. Revealed that the Republican nominee for president is overweight, but otherwise is in excellent physical health. Hillary Clinton is expected to address young voters in a speech at Temple University in Philadelphia on Monday. Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump attended the campaign event of all veterans at Trump International Hotel in Washington. Okay, look at that New England alerts at 8:05. Nope. Peter Chelduzai, 8:05. Time Sports Sport. Last night, the Boston Red Sox defeat the New York Yankees 5-4 while the Patriots defeated the Miami Dolphins at Gillette 31-24. Tonight, the Boston Red Sox will be taking on the Baltimore Orioles. Game time, 7:05 p.m. Minneapolis for a guy known his injuries through a right field 15 days ago. Sam Bradford returned early on points, but not back down. But be beaten in Minnesota Vikings debut Sunday night. 17-14 winners over Green Bay. The Los Angeles Rams played their first home game in 7 for 22 years. Peter Chelduzab is now 8:06 on this Monday morning. It's time now for Trevor reporting this Monday morning. Back to work, back to school. Beep! Let's study off on the NBA where someone else finds Christian Bottle laser traffic on the commuter rail. Whistle train found with 663 Airman Bottle stopped the back bay due to medical emergency. And on the ferries, they out looking good. Okay, take a look at the highways and byways in the 6-state New England region. First of all, start off in Connecticut with 95 south outside back to the Bridgeport down to Sedford. 95 both ends is backed up from Old Saybrook all the way up to New Haven. And 95 is north outside backed up from Bridgeport all the way to New Haven. 91 is south outside back to Hamilton, New Haven. Merritt Parkway, I know. Both ends is back to the Bridgeport stretch. Merritt Parkway south outside back to the Bridgeport down to Greenwich. 691 east outside back to Merritt to Route 91. 84 both ends is backed up before Route 8 and Waterbury. 84 west outside back to Newtown and Danbury. 91 on the northbound side is backed up just before A4 Harvard, Connecticut. A4 eastbound side back to New Bridgeton at Harvard, Connecticut. A4 westbound side back to Harvard, Connecticut. 91 on southbound side is back to Windsor Hawks at Harvard, Connecticut. Today, one westbound side is back to from A4 91 Harvard, Connecticut. 91 on both ends back to Route 57 in Springfield, and 291 is south. 91 on southbound side is back to 391 in Chicopee. Mass back to westbound side is back to 291 in Springfield. 291 on southbound side back to the Chicopee stretch. At Central Massachusetts, today eastbound side is back to the back all the way at the Route 9 in Worcester. 190 southbound side back to the west post of this Worcester. 290 on the eastbound side is backed up from 190 Worcester to Shrewsbury. Mass back in the eastbound side is backed up from Millbury all the way at the Natick. 146 on the southbound side is backed up at the North Smith stretch. The northbound side back to the 126 Lincoln Route 122 Woonsocket. .146 southbound side back to 5095 at downtown Providence. 95 southbound side back to protected at downtown Providence. 95 at the northbound side is back to the airport connected all the way to downtown Providence. 195 westbound side is back to the Seacock downtown Providence. 6 connector so from Route 6 all the way to 95 downtown Providence. 6 to the eastbound side is back to before the 6 connector Providence. 295 at the southbound side is back to Route 12 in Johnson. 95 at the southbound side is back to Route 295 to 152 in Attleboro. 21 on the northbound side is back to Route 140 in Taunton. Route 6 on the westbound side is back to the Dennis all the way at the Barstow. Route 16 eastbound side is back to the Hyannis all the way at the Dennis and all the way to the Hart stretch. 195 on the northbound side back to from 60 to Milford all the way at the Route 9 in Westburn. 95 on the northbound side back to from Route 1 in Sheridan all the way to Route 128 in Kenton. 24 on the northbound side is back to from Red Off all the way to Route 128 in Kenton. Route 3 on the northbound side is back to from 228 in Rapid all the way to Braintree Split. 128 southbound side is back to 24 in Red Off all the way to the Braintree Split. Mass back to the eastbound side is back to from Western all the way at the Yeltsin Tolls. And it's basically Poot Settle. Mass back to westbound side is back to from Lawyer all the way to South Boston. 7 Expressway the northbound side is back to the Braintree Split all the way into South Boston. 7 Expressway southbound side back to the North Church stretch. 120 on the northbound side, it is backed up from 95 in Kenton all the way out to Route 9 in Wellesley. 128 on those. Northbound side is backed up all the way at Route 20 Waltham all the way at Route 2 in Lexington. 93 above its that time also backed up. 93 is top by tire. It is. Slow from 213 Missouri all the way out turn. The Zaki Bridge of Boston, 120 is top by tire. Beverly all the way at the Route 35. 120 to the top by tire. It is backed up from 95 to Beauty all the way at the 114 in Beauty. 120 is top by tire. Backed up at 95 and Beauty all the way at the Waltham. 93 to the top by tire. Backed up from 16 in Medford all the way at Route 120 in Redden. Route 3 in the southbound side, back on Route 40 in Chelsea all the way to Route 120 in Kenton. 495 in the southbound side, it is backed up from 111 in Norford all the way to Marlborough. 495 in the southbound side, it is backed up 125 in April all the way at the Belleville. 495 in both ends back to Route 38 to Route 3. Seven after Route 101 in the eastbound side, back to the Hampton Stretch. 93 southbound side, back to 23 in Manchester all the way to Derry Northshire. Every turnpike is south side back to 23 Manchester all the way at the Manchester Airport. 93 on the north side back around the Concord Hampshire stretch. Spotted turnpike is south side back to the Newark stretch. How is it always the main not looking good? And south side is back around the Burlington Vermont stretch. And east of the south side back to the Stir Springs all the way to Albany stretch. New York State 3 eastbound side is back to the Schenectady Yard to Albany. Peter Chalduza, May 11 on this Monday morning, and it's home now for a weather report and latest sound call. 40 mile per hour winds and zero electricity 18.2 to the north, 47.7 to the west. Boston same winds at 40 miles a movement west of 50 miles an hour. Call expected to slowly straighten. There. Local sponsored warning effect at 5 a.m. 712 up car was located due latitude 18.2 to the north, lots of 47.7 to the west. Calls moving toward the west near 50 miles an hour. Turn toward the west northwest at similar force speed expected later today and Tuesday. Map same was anywhere 40 miles an hour. I guess slow straight is forecast through the next 4 hours. Johnson and force rate extended hours up to 150 miles an hour. For the north and center, minimum central pressure is 1,006 millibars. Straight up, say 1 inches. To serve the one, shot less of activity associated with a large but well-defined low-pressure system located southwest of the Cabo Verde Islands. The objectives show signs of organization and conditions are expected to be connected for 12 over the next couple of days, and the tropical depression is likely to form later today on Tuesday before large-scale conditions become less favorable. Occasionally, it rains and gusty winds are associated with the system should diminish later today over the Cabo Verde Islands. Formation chance 4 hours, high 7%. Formation chance 5 days, high 8%. Take a look at radar and it shows lines of showers and storms stretch around the Cape Downs from Provincetown down to Falmouth. Line of showers and storms between Mars Vineyard and Nantucket. And this is a line of showers and storms stretching from Long Island stretch down New York City down to New Jersey. Now a batch of heavy showers and storms from Hartford around Waterbury. And a line of showers and storms from West New London stretching down in the Bridgeport, Connecticut. And line of rain showers stretching from Southern Maine down from Southern New Hampshire down to Newburyport stretching to Hudson. A line of showers and storms stretching from Worcester down to Southbridge. And a line of rain showers stretching from Southern New Hampshire down from Western Massachusetts down from Kingston down to Newburgh, New York, and stretching to Eastern Pennsylvania with heavy band of showers from Mount Olive, New Jersey, all the way up to Perkowski, Pennsylvania. And going to time to see where they be headed towards the east-northeast. So day 1 today tonight. Local area rainfall accompanied with some showers and scattered thunderstorms today. Okay. 7-day forecast goes like this. Today, chance of showers and thunderstorms, then showers possibly a thunderstorm after 10 a.m. Higher 78 degrees. Light south wind increasing to 5 to 10 miles in the morning. Chance of is 8%. New rain remarks between a quarter and a half an inch possible. Tonight, showers likely to possibly a thunderstorm before 8 p.m. and chance of showers and thunderstorms after between 8 p.m. midnight and chance of showers at midnight. Pittsburgh of Wisconsin, about 65 degrees. Copy, chance is 6%. New rain remarks between a quarter and a half an inch possible. Tuesday, slight chance of showers before 1 p.m. Pittsburgh before 10 a.m. Otherwise, part the south coming 83 degrees. Scott will be coming southwest about 5 miles an hour to the chest change to 20%. So that, most coasts come at 60 degrees. Southwest about 3 to 5 miles an hour for Wednesday. Sunday, most coasts come at 85 about 51 degrees. Northwest about 5 to 7 miles an hour for Thursday. Sunday, podcast coming at 82 about 57 degrees. Friday, most skies coming at 82 degrees. Friday night, chat showers after midnight. Most skies coming about 57 degrees. At just mentioned 30%. Saturday, parts of podcast coming at 69 about 47 degrees. And for Sunday, sun's coming at 65 degrees. Currently not near, it is overcast skies, and the temperature is 73 degrees with a humidity of 9%. That is going to be it for the Peter Channel Morning News on this Monday morning, September 19th, 2016. I'm pretty have a good morning, a good positive. Hope you have a good day.